Welcome to our channel. This is Lacey, and that's
And
Mary, the amazing, incredible Mary. Mary is into astrology, and I am into tarot cards. Pick a card, may your mysteries be revealed.
I'm pull out my same tarot deck.
Oh, same tarot decks. Let's let our
Yeah,
tarot decks like hug each other when they come out.
like just a little like high five.
Oh my God, a tarot 5. I love it.
So, whoop.
Hey, high five.
Seriously, the most beautiful deck I've ever
Oh my
seen.
God, they're so gorgeous. I love them so much. So
It's even
Mary,
more special because it's just our deck.
yeah, I
Our
know,
little.
their own personal deck so that nobody else can touch them or be with them. They're just for me and Mary. I mean,
Yes.
you can look at your own, if you want to do the Muse deck too, you totally can. But this is just for me and Mary.
And we use them when we're talking with clients, right?
That's
But
right.
they're ours.
Mary, what do you want to explore on this channel?
I'm glad you asked.
Yes.
I have a love of astrology and an even deeper love of using it to help people in whatever way. So the way that I feel most inclined for right now in this point in time is like self-love.
Yeah.
I think radical self-love is possible, and I think astrology helps us because we can look at the light and the dark.
Yes.
We can do shadow work. We can accept ourselves for exactly who we are, as we're looking at a star chart that is our birthright, right? And it gives information about who we are. And I think it's just easier to accept it than to fight it all the time. So it's like if you're a Virgo and you have a perfectionist streak, why demonize that constantly?
Yeah.
Find a way to use that and to honor it, acknowledge it. You see it, you know it for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Accept it as part of you. Be grateful that you have amazing high standards, and then you
Yeah.
just part of your inner dialogue to keep that in check. But the awareness is key, and I think astrology gives us a lot of good language and a lot of fun tool to use.
But you are this way. I am this way on purpose. I love that shit.
Ew.
Good.
And like radically accepting it, right? No matter who told me that this might be a bad thing, I'm accepting it as part of who I am. Take it or unapologetic, radical self-love is what I think astrology is a great tool for.
So what's your sun sign, your ascendant sign, and your moon sign? Go.
So I'm a Sagittarius sun, Aquarius moon, Scorpio rising.
Oh my God.
It's so funny. When I was first learning astrology, they were like, okay, those are your big 3. And the rising is the mask that you wear to the world. So it's like the foot that you put out there, the thing that you show people. And I was like, Scorpio, like, is that really how I come across, right? Because sometimes I have this like good girl image that I think that I have to adhere to or something. And so Scorpio was like, wait, am I bad? And then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, Scorpio is deep and intense, right? It loves authenticity and loyalty. It's clever, definitely intelligent, right? And I tend to think that I have to put that foot forward, like that I have to impress people with that. Or I used to think that, you know what I mean? That would be like my baseline, easy go-to at a party. I don't know you, maybe I'm nervous. The easiest thing to do is to maybe just try to be smart or show you that's my easiest route to acceptance. I feel like that's a very Scorpio thing. Also, you could tell me your deepest, darkest demons 5 minutes in, and I'd be fine with that. I also feel like that's also very Scorpio rising. There's pieces of it that I identify so much with, like, I don't know. I just kind of love like the creepy, eerier, darker things. I think the shadow work that we really like to do is Scorpio rising. So I love that. I think that's my favorite, probably my favorite placement in my chart. Lacey, what's your big 3?
Well, I also love astrology. I am an Aquarius sun. I am an Aries rising, lots of fire, and an Aries moon. I have so much fire in my chart, right?
Well, yeah, you're a double Aries.
I'm a double Aries. And I started doing tarot cards probably about 2 years ago, you know, teaching myself how to read. And what I love about them is that vulnerability piece, right? That piece where you're like, well, when we have a card flipped over, you can't run anymore from what it helps you to deal with sort of those demons sometimes, and that shadow self that you were talking about. I fucking love dealing with the shadow self, you know, dealing with the parts that like, oh, I would never say that out loud, you know? And then I'm like, oh, we're going to say it out loud. And either we're going to be like, fuck yeah, to the hard cards. I love, give me the tower, give me the devil, give me the mess. I want to see the mess.
Lovers.
That you can sort the mess, because the longer you keep something in darkness, then the longer it takes to sort the mess, the longer it takes to figure out, you know, what you do want to be doing. What do you want to be doing? You know, and things get put upon us so much in the world. I want to know what I want to be doing. And so what I love about the tarot cards is the imagery that it gives me. It's not necessarily the tarot cards themselves that I think of as like magic in any way. It's more like I'm magic, and then I'm putting magic on the cards. So, yeah, I love flipping over a card and being like, oh, I do struggle with finding friends, the Three of Cups. I want to have more friends, right? Or, oh, I do, you know, so you can even have a good card in a placement that's like, what do you struggle with? And it'll be like this happy card, and you'll be like, I do struggle with that. And you can ask some clarifying cards like, oh, you struggle with that? Well, maybe what are the reasons why we struggle with that, you know? Or, oh, well, let's do another spread that has to do with, you know, anxiety or, you know, something like that. I love spreads. I love dealing with vulnerable shadow work, the stuff that nobody else wants to see. I love doing that with our clients. It's my favorite thing. When you call us, viewers, when you set up an appointment with us, what we like to do is we'll go look through your chart, your astrological chart, and we'll see, you know, the good things, the things that are easy for you, and the things that are hard for you, the little squares and little oppositions. And, you know, we like to see where you're at, where your Saturn's at, where your Venus is at. You know, you can see where you are on purpose. And then the tarot cards I love doing to add that extra little pizzazz of, oh, well, we have that Scorpio rising. Maybe we need to do a little, you know, work around that. Like, how can we, you know, embrace that more, you know? So, yeah, raise your goblet of acceptance, you know? So, yeah. I don't even have like a freaking goblet, but I do have a witch hat. And so I also like to do rituals to help us deal with, you know, some of the difficult cards. Resplendent with a magic wand. What? Harry Potter, eat your fucking heart out, right?
Harry wishes.
Oh my God. So I love my little witch hat so much. And I love also making arts and crafts. So my unicorn crown. Because sometimes you need a unicorn priestess to officiate over you forgiving yourself and taking on confidence, you know. So that's why it's one of my favorite things. It's my priestess headdress, if you will. You know, little unicorn priestess headdress.
So Lacey makes those, right? She fucking crafts that shit.
I do. Out of shirts, bracelets, and feathers, and there's a shell.
So we've been friends for a long time, right? Like how long?
Years. Oh my God, like how many years? What is it, like 15?
Yeah.
Right, somewhere around there, 15.
And we've never gone into business together until now. And he has this whole history of magical, fun shit, right? You've got the unicorn rituals. You've got health coaching, which is pure magic.
Yeah, I really wanted to dip into why people are like sort of mentally unhealthy, or why they are physically unhealthy, but then I went into why they are mentally unhealthy, and I give way more shits about that.
Right. Like affecting deep change, right? It's the stuff that we are like taught as a community to not deal with, you know, like as a whole, these are the less desirable topics, right? The shadow work is the stuff that you feel like you're embarrassed when you admit it, right? Like the stuff that you've got to be able to own and admit and say out loud and have a safe space and have people for and have, you know, the wisdom of your chart combined with the ability to ask anything you need. Wisdom cards combo, you know?
It's a beautiful combo, and they're based off of each other. The tarot is based off of, well, there's a lot of myth and a lot of lore around tarot cards, but astrology plays a big part in connecting the two, you know. So
like,
we'll talk about those in different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the reason that we're here on this YouTube channel that we're starting out is to explore how to best put our spiritual gifts out into the world. We have recently decided to join forces. It's been incredible. We're having the best time with clients.
Yeah.
But we still want to put more out there. So hence this YouTube channel. And feel free to comment and let us know like more of what you guys want to see. But
photo side, you know.
We're just experimenting. We're just having fun. We're just doing the kind of shit that we would do with each other and for fun. And we're putting it out there to see if maybe somebody else resonates with these messages.
Yeah. Are there things you're keeping bottled up or hidden that you know, have a hard time talking about, right? I want to talk about that shit. That's what I want to talk about in a real whimsical, imaginative, creative way. We have lots of humor that helps to lighten that load. So please.
Lots of weed, lots of coffee, lots of wine.
Yes, weed, coffee, and wine, essential. You have that? Bring it.
We got good witchy vibes. We got good
and Mary
practical vibes. We're gonna be doing ritual, tangible, fun things that we can do for different things. Which, speaking of, the next thing we're gonna do, right? Anxiety. So, for example, on this channel, one of the things we're cooking up right now is an anxiety ritual. Yes. So, if you're like us, experience some anxiety.
Deal with it. Let's deal with it.
Let's do something practical and tangible and real.
Yeah.
And legit, you know, like we're facing that shit.
Yeah. Make the emotions tangible. The intangible tangible.
Yeah. Should we pull a card just for this? For like all this stuff we're talking about?
Pull a card just for this. And what are we asking? We have to put intention behind it. That's the way the cards work. So what is the intention? How about I'm going to pull a card, and if this is you, if you resonate with this card in any way, right, I'll tell you what it means. And if you resonate with this card in any way, comment in the section and we'll talk about giving you a reading. How about that? If you resonate with this card, let's talk about a reading for you. I want to talk about that with you. Okay, I'm going to go, you know what, since we're talking about the shadow side, I'm going to go for something, a card that I couldn't see, a hidden one here. Ooh, 8 of Emotions. So this is something that we pulled. Oh, actually, I can put it here, can't I? I guess I do have it here.
God, these are so beautiful.
They're so beautiful. Here. So that is the 8 of Emotions from the Muse, or the 8 of Cups. And this is a person who is walking up a hill. They're leaving behind things they don't need. And they are embracing the dark hole. They're embracing the dark. They're embracing and, figuring out what's in that fucking hole. You want to walk towards that hole, right? You want to walk towards it and you want to know what's in that hole so that you can walk beyond it, right? You can get to the other side of it, right? You want to explore that black hole? You give us a fucking call. That's
literally shadow work we're talking about, right? If this is you, and you're by that shadow work, if your little ears perked up, your eyebrows, you're like eyeballing it.
Oh, that does feel like me. I do feel like I'm in a desert, no water. I do feel like I'm walking around this black hole. I do feel aimless. I do feel anxiety. I do feel sort of out of focus. If you feel any of those things, give us a call. We want to work with you.
Yep.
So bad.
We really want to work with people who are ready to go.
Ready to go in a fun way. Let's sort the mess.
You don't have to know anything about astrology. You don't have to know tarot.
No.
But willingness to go to a vulnerable place, to say the thing that is hard or unaccepted or non-traditional, those things, we like all of that. Like that's kind of what we're into. So
Yes, and also be ready to and willing to accept sass, to accept confidence, to accept empowerment, because when you deal with the shadow side, that's the shit you get. That's what comes out of this black hole. What comes out of this black hole is the sun, right? What comes out of this black hole is positive, confidence, empowered feelings. So if you want to give up the black hole feelings for empowered feelings, that's what I want. Oh shit, Page of Voices. So embarking on a trip, right? You have all these voices in your head, but you're putting on your smart glasses, your smart Aquarian glasses. You've got an Aquarius moon, you've got an Aquarius sun, you have perspective, right? Put on them smart glasses, ladies, and let's get to work. Or men, right? Doesn't matter.
Mic drop.
You don't have to have a vagina, although those are awesome, and we'll talk about those too.
Talk about it all. We want to talk about career. We want to talk about sex. We want to talk about relationships. We want to talk about shadow work.
Yes, kids. You talk about kids too. That's a big shadow place. Yeah. Talk about all of it.
That get it, you know.
All right. So now you know a little bit about us. Tell us a little bit about you. What do you want to see? Put it in some comments.
I love that. Yes, please. And then maybe we'll do like a giveaway with a reading. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that'll be awesome.
Figure it out. Comment. Okay.
Oh my God. So before we leave, Mary, I love you so much. I'm so happy to be doing this with you. I give you like a Zoom hug. Oh my God. Feel it. Do you feel it? Do you feel it, Mary? Hey, feel the love.
Air hug, and I'm so here for it.
All right. Watch our channel. You're in for lots of fun.
Yeah, up next, anxiety. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go anti-anxiety. Watch it next. Mwah.